How much cardio should you be doing for you to lose weight? What do you need to do for you to get abs? What is the best workout routine for a beginner? What exercises should you be doing to build your glutes? These are just a few of the many questions I get asked on a frequent basis that I'm going to be answering for you guys in this video. And if you've never seen my face before, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Tashana. I'm an online trainer as well as the creator of the NUBODY app, where I basically just help women from weight loss, building their glutes, and simply just learning how to live a healthier life. Because I'm an online trainer who posts a lot of content, I get asked a lot of questions on my social media platforms as well as during my virtual consultations, and I noticed that these questions are repetitive. Like, you guys are asking the same questions over and over and over again. So I figured, why not just put those questions all together in one video and answer them, because I'm sure one of these questions I'm going to be answering is a question that you may have yourself. So the first question is, how much cardio should you be doing for weight loss? Now, when it comes to weight loss, the main thing you want to keep in mind is that you need to be in a caloric deficit. Now, what that basically means is that your body is burning more calories than it's actually consuming. Now, because you want to be in a caloric deficit where you're burning more calories than you're consuming when it comes to weight loss, a lot of people have this idea that, okay, well, cardio burns a lot of calories, so let me just up my cardio by doing an hour, 2 hours every single day, so I'm burning more calories. But that's not the case. You don't want to fixate on the cardio aspect of burning calories in terms of being in a caloric deficit. You really want to focus on your nutrition when it comes to being in a caloric deficit. Now, when it comes to how much cardio you should be doing, the best cardio for you to do for weight loss is literally just walking, like getting your steps in between 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. Now, if you're someone who struggles with hitting even like 4,000 or 5,000 steps a day, I wouldn't suggest for you to just jump to that 8-10K steps, because that's going to be super hard for you to do. Start by doing increments of 1,000. So if you hit about 4,000 a day, then go to 5, and then 6, and then 7, and slowly make your way up to that 8 to 10K marker. So what that just means is you're making small little adjustments throughout your day. So maybe if you're a driver, you park your car a little bit further away from the door. If you're grocery shopping or at the mall, just do a few more laps around the store or the mall. Or maybe if you're someone who has a dog, go for a bit of a longer walk with your dog. Go for a 20-minute longer walk, 10 minutes longer, and that's going to actually bump your steps up from 4,000 to 5,000, 5,000 to 6,000. And you're slowly going to make these small little increments, and then over time you're going to have a whole different routine that allows you to actually get your 8 to 10K steps in a day. Now, of course, doing cardio at the gym is always good. So if you do want to do that at the end of your workout sessions, I would recommend about 20 to 30 minutes, but it has to be after your weightlifting, okay? You don't want to do your cardio before, because that can really just drain your energy and not allow you to lift as heavy as you possibly can for your weightlifting. So I would say aim for about maybe 3 sessions, a week of cardio. And if you're someone who just doesn't have the time to do the 20-30 minutes after your weightlifting session, then maybe just do a cardio day at the gym where you do like 45 minutes of cardio on whatever machine you want to do. One machine is not better than the next. It's honestly just based off of what you enjoy. Let's be real, because cardio is not always the funnest thing to do and something that you can be consistent with. So if you don't like the Stairmaster, you don't have to do it. You have the elliptical, you have the treadmill, you have the stationary bike. You can even take like a spin class as your form of cardio. The second question is, can I build my glutes while in a caloric deficit? So if you're someone who's trying to lose weight, or maybe you're in a slight cut for whatever reasons, you can still build your glutes. But what this means is you're not going to double the size of your glutes. You can change the look of it where it's more lifted, it's more perkier, it pokes out more, but you're not going to go from like a small glute to like bang, double the size. You know what I mean? Because in order for you to do that, you need to be eating more. You need to be at least in a slight surplus, but that doesn't mean that you can't still, as I said, change the look of it. So what you want to focus on is eating your protein. You want to make sure that you're getting your protein intake in every single day. So I would say eat 3 meals, okay? Breakfast, lunch, dinner. We don't skip meals. And you want to aim for minimum 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal. You also want to make sure that you're targeting your legs at least twice a week, and you're doing exercises that help build your glutes. So these are going to be your hip thrusts, your RDLs, your lunges, reverse lunges, Bulgarian split squats, regular squats, because squats do build your glutes, your hip abduction, kickbacks. Like, the list literally goes on and on. I have so many videos on my channel of glute building exercises, the form, tips, all of that. So feel free to check those out. But you definitely can build your glutes while still being in a caloric deficit. The third question is, how do I boost my metabolism? Now, your metabolism is a very complex system, but just pretty much to break it down for simpler terms, pretty much how much your body actually burns. So what that means is that someone who has a slower metabolism will have a more challenging time to lose weight, whereas someone who has a faster metabolism won't have that much of a challenge to lose weight, because your metabolism is working quicker to burn the calories that they're consuming. Now, if you're someone who wants to lose weight and you've slowed down your metabolism, okay, not broken, you slowed it down because you have been consuming way too little amount of calories for a long period of time, you're going to want to boost up your metabolism. And there's two things that you want to do this. The first thing is you want to be weight lifting 3 times a week. This is going to help you build muscle, which actually help boosts your metabolism because muscle does burn calories a lot faster than fat does. And then the second thing is you're going to have to train your body to burn calories more by eating more. When you've eaten less calories, over time your body adjusts to that, okay? Your body's working with what you're giving it. So if you're giving it more food, it's gonna adjust to you burning calories more. So if you're someone who wakes up in the morning and you're not hungry for breakfast, you're gonna have to start eating breakfast, okay? I know it's gonna suck. You're gonna be like, well, I don't wake up hungry, yada yada, blah, blah, blah. That's because you programmed yourself to get that way. I promise you, if you start eating breakfast, over the next couple of weeks, your body is slowly gonna adapt to it and you're actually gonna wake up hungry for breakfast. So for you to boost your metabolism, which is what you want, especially if you're trying to lose weight, you wanna weight lift to build muscle, and you also wanna train your body to be eating 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. We don't skip meals, okay? How many exercises should you do a day for you to build your glutes? Now, this really does come down to how many leg days you do a week. I highly recommend you guys to do 3 leg days a week for optimal results. And what that means is that if you want the best results, 3 leg days a week is where it's at. You obviously can build your glutes with 2 leg days a week, but 3 is what I highly recommend. And that way you can even fit in a 4th day where you do upper body. So you can get your workouts done between Monday to Friday and have the weekend to relax. And you still have like a little day in between the week to take a break. So 3 days off, 4 days working, you'll get the best results. But if you're someone who can only train 2 days a week for your legs, then you're gonna wanna do 6 exercises. So I recommend the first 3 exercises being your heavier lifts. So this is like your squats, your hip thrusts, your RDLs. Then you can do about 2 exercises or 1, depending on what your goals are, with exercises where you're not really pushing yourself to failure, but you're still really pushing yourself. So this can be like your bulking split squats, your reverse lunges, leg extensions, hamstring curls, and then the last exercise or last 2, depending on how many you have left, this is where you want to do more so of the upper glute isolation exercises. So this is going to be your hip abductions, your medius kickbacks, your clamshells, your fire hydrants, your lateral leg raises, exercises where you're basically just moving your legs laterally away from your body, which will help target that upper glute to give you that nice like projection bookshelf look for your glutes. Now, if you're someone who could target your glutes 3 times a week, then this is where you can do 4 to 5 exercises every single leg day because you're doing 3 leg days. So your first 3 exercises are going to be your heavier lifts. This is going to be your squats, your hip thrusts, your RDLs, and then your last exercise will be more so of that glute isolation for the upper glutes, like I mentioned, the medius kickbacks, abductions. I'm getting out of breath here. All those upper glute exercises that I just previously mentioned. The next question is, should I feel my lower back when I'm doing my squats? No. Period, point blank, no. If you're feeling your lower back when you're doing your squats, this simply just means that it could be 1, you're winking your butt at the bottom of your squat. So you know when your butt kind of like tilts in at the tailbone? That can be a cause of you feeling your lower back. I know that used to happen to me all the time. And one trick that has helped is just opening my stance a bit wider, turning my toes out. And that really helped me with not winking my butt. The second thing could be that you're leaning forward too much. Now, yes, when you're squatting, if you lean your chest slightly forward and push your hips back, you will target your glutes a lot more than just going straight down into a deep squat. But sometimes people lean their chest a little bit too forward, where it actually puts a lot of load and weight and pressure onto that lower back. And so that's why you can also be feeling your lower back. So if you are feeling your lower back, I would recommend recording yourself, okay? Record yourself and then look at the video so you can see what you're doing wrong. Because sometimes when you're just looking yourself straight into the mirror, you can't see what's really happening at all different angles. So record yourself from a different angle and then make that adjustment, because it could be that you're winking your butt or you're leaning forward too much. The next question is, what are some tips you can give a snacker who's trying to lose weight? Eat 3 meals a day. Often I notice that people who snack throughout the day are not eating their breakfast or lunch or dinner. They're skipping some type of meal. And this is why you're snacking, because you're hungry. So if you wake up in the morning, you have a full breakfast that's high in protein, 25 to 30 grams minimum, you will feel a lot more satiated and fuller throughout the day. And then lunch, same thing. Then dinner, same thing. Another tip that you can do to help you feel more full too is you can eat foods that are high in fiber, because fiber and protein both take longer to digest in your system, hence why you will feel fuller throughout the day. Foods that are high in fiber: oats, grains like quinoa, chia seeds. You also have vegetables that are high in protein. You also have vegetables that are high in fiber like broccoli, your leafy greens, asparagus. These foods are going to help you stay fuller for longer. They're also healthy. Fiber helps your digestive and your gut system, and you're not going to feel as snackish throughout the day. And if you do still feel snackish, have a fruit. Be moderate when it comes to sweets, okay? You can still have like a sugary chocolate, your chips, whatever, but don't just take the whole bag with you. Pour some in a bowl, and so that you can control how much you're eating, and eat slowly. And then once that's done, that's it, that's all. If you're someone who has no self-control, you know yourself best, then just don't buy the food. Don't put it into the vicinity of where you're gonna be, you know what I mean? Because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. But if you have that bag of chips in your cupboard and you know you cannot control yourself, just don't get it, period. What should I eat before my workouts? When you're working out, you're using energy, right? And the best source of energy your body uses comes from carbs. So you want to be eating carbs before your workouts, ideally about 30 minutes, 40 minutes before your workout. Now, this is where you see people have oatmeal before they work out. You see people have the rice cracker with banana and peanut butter. You see people have just maybe a banana or a sandwich, because these are carbs-filled meals, and this is going to be, one, easy for your body to break down, and two, a good source of energy for your body to use for your workouts. So especially if you have a hard day like leg days, having something that is carbs before your workouts will help you a ton. After your workouts, this is where you want to have your protein, okay? Because when you work out, you're actually breaking down your muscle damage. And so protein helps rebuild those muscles. And so this is why you want to have your protein to replenish and build those muscles. You don't want to have such a high protein meal before your workouts because, as I mentioned earlier, protein does take a lot longer to digest. So why would you eat something that's going to take your body a lot longer to digest, and it's also not the number one source of fuel for your body? And this also ties into another frequently asked question. Do you need to have your protein shake 30 minutes after your workout? No, that is a myth. That's bullshit. That's wrong. There's no time slot, time frame that you need to get your protein in after your workouts, or you're missing the gains. That doesn't exist. As long as you get your protein intake in for the day, you are good. Okay, you do not have this specific window where you need to get your shake in or you're losing the gains. It just doesn't exist. The next question, which is probably the most frequently asked question I get all the time: how can I get abs? What exercise can I do to lose belly fat? What exercise can I do for a flat stomach? How can I get a smaller waist? I cannot say this enough. There is no exercise you can do to get abs. You can't do crunches, you can't do sit-ups, you can't do leg raises, you can't do mountain climbers, you can't do planks. There's no core exercise you can do that will shrink your stomach fat. The only way for you to lose belly fat or any fat anywhere in your body, from your back, your face, your neck, your arms, your leg, your midsection, your muffin top, is through a caloric deficit. You have to be burning more calories than your body is actually consuming for you to lose that body fat. Because if you're doing all these core exercises and you have a belly, you're gonna have that, like, you know those people who have a belly but it's very hard and firm because there's muscle underneath there, but they have such a high percentage of body fat so you can't really see it? That's what you're gonna have. And I'm pretty sure when you thought about having abs, that wasn't the vision you had in mind. You had a flat stomach from the front and the side view with abs. And the only way to get that is caloric deficit. And then you can build your ab muscles with the core exercises. Or you can do both at the same time if you want to. But if you're not doing the caloric deficit, you're not getting the abs. Period, point blank. And if that's the one thing that you guys can take away from this video, I would be happy, because I'm pretty sure this is something that everybody wants to do. And they think that, oh, if I do back exercises, it's gonna target my back fat. If I do core exercises, it's gonna target my stomach fat. It just doesn't work that way. Okay? So please, let's just take that information and let's stop asking this question. The next question is, I struggle to eat more. What can I do? Just like everything in life, when you're trying to achieve something bigger, do it in small increments. So if you're someone who struggles with eating more and you're someone who doesn't eat breakfast, which is a very common thing because you trained yourself not to eat breakfast, start off by eating breakfast. Not a full-on American breakfast with toast, beans, bacon, eggs, fruits. No, okay? Start off with something small. It can be some eggs and a fruit with some water. Water before coffee, by the way. Don't be drinking coffee first thing in the morning if you haven't even had a cup of water. So start off with something small, and then you can incorporate turkey bacon into that, or some type of meat. And then you can add in maybe some avocado, some fat, or a toast, and just slowly add more and more to your breakfast. Or you can start off by making a parfait with like Greek yogurt, some fruits, some nuts, some chia seeds, you know, for fiber, and that can be a start to your breakfast. And then slowly start incorporating more. If you're someone who already eats breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then I would say start incorporating a little bit more vegetables in your lunch and your dinner. Maybe a little bit more protein, because a lot of times people are under eating when it comes to protein. Or if you feel like I eat enough in my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner, start incorporating snacks, a protein shake, a protein bar, some more fruits, something, okay? Just slowly start incorporating more food, and then over time you will realize that your body is working with what you're giving it, and it's gonna boost up your metabolism, which is gonna allow you to eat more throughout the day and not feel that full feeling. You may feel that the first beginning, you know, couple of weeks of you eating more, but it won't be like that forever, because your body is gonna adjust to what you're giving it the same way that your body adjusts to you not eating breakfast. If you're a non-breakfast eater, it will adjust to you starting to eat breakfast, starting to eat more. Your body works with what it's given. So if you want it to do something, you have to train it, and over time it will work with what it's given and it will work with you. What are some beginner exercises to build your glutes? So when it comes to building your glutes, you want to incorporate every single leg day some type of hip thrust movement, some type of hinge movement, so that's like your RDLs, your kettlebell swings, some type of squat movement, some type of lunge movement, and some type of abduction movement. So this is like your hip abduction, knee kickbacks, clamshells, etc. If you're a beginner, machines are going to be your friend, because the free weights require a little bit more form and balance and control, whereas the machines really kind of just put your body into that form that it kind of needs to be in more than with the dumbbells or the barbell. So for the hip thrust, you have the hip thrust machine. Very easy to use. You just snap the little belt over, you rest your back against the back of the machine. If your gym doesn't have that, start off by doing glute bridges or dumbbell hip thrusts rather than the barbell, because the barbell requires a bit of stability and balance. Start off with the dumbbells and then make your way up. For squats, use a Smith machine. The Smith machine is your friend. It is a great tool to use. It's really good for building your glutes and your legs. Highly recommend it. You can also use the Smith machine for your lunges. When it comes to your abductions, you have the seated hip abduction machine. You sit in the machine, you open your legs. That's all you're doing. Opening and closing. Simple as that. And then when it comes to the hinging, RDLs are tough. I feel like that's one of the hardest movements that my clients have to learn in the beginner, especially beginners. And so I recommend doing a single leg RDL where you place one leg on the floor and one leg on a bench or a softbox, and you're hinging back. And this really does help with hinging and really making sure that you're engaging the hamstring and your glutes. So if you're a beginner, start with these exercises, and then you can incorporate the more advanced version where you're doing, you know, RDLs, both legs on the floor, squats with a barbell, hip thrusts with a barbell, etc. But start off with the machines and slowly make your way up, okay? Take your time. There's no need to rush the process. You really want to prioritize form over heavy weights, always. Ooh, my legs. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. And then the last question is, how can I stay consistent with my fitness journey? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is a journey for a reason, and it's an uphill battle. It's not gonna be smooth sailing. It's not gonna be picture perfect. You're gonna have days where you hit plateaus. You're gonna have days where you wanna give up. You're gonna have days where you're seeing no results and you're getting frustrated. You're gonna have days where you hate the way you look. You're gonna have days where you feel like you're getting nowhere. And I promise you, we've all been there. I've been there. The people who you probably listen to, the influencers, the trainers, the people who you look up to, who you use as motivation, they've all been there or probably still go through it, because it's a journey. It's not just, you know, start here and go up. It's a roller coaster, I promise you. So if you're someone who is lacking consistency, or you feel like you hit a rut and you just don't know what to do and you want to give up, the biggest advice I can give you is Layla Hormozi says this, and I'm like, I understand why she says it, but for lack of words, fuck your mood, follow the plan. Period. If you want to build your glutes, if you want to lose weight, if you want to fit into that bikini, that dress, whatever your goal is, who cares how you feel? Show up for yourself. And the more you show up for yourself, the more discipline you're going to develop. And the more discipline you have, the more this becomes a routine. And that's exactly what you want. You want this to be a routine. You want this to be a lifestyle. Working out, fitness, health is not something that you do for a summer body. It's not something that you do to fit in this dress for your vacation, for a special occasion, for your wedding, for your birthday. It is a lifestyle. You don't want to be that person who has a summer body, and then you kind of fall off during the summer, and then winter comes and you're like, oh, winter time is when I grind and I get my summer body ready. No, you want to have the summer body all year long. You want to know that you can pick up and go on vacation in January or go on vacation in July and still have that same body, and it's a good one, okay? Not the body that you don't want to have, the body that you do want to have. And in order for you to do that, you have to develop that discipline. You have to keep going. On days that you don't feel like going, you still have to show up. You are never going to regret a workout, I promise you. There's so many days I wake up and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to go to the gym, but I push myself to go to the gym. And what helps me stay consistent is figuring out what I know works for me and what doesn't work for me. Because I know if I wait until after 12 p.m. to go to the gym, my ass is not going to the gym. So I'm not going to put myself in that predicament. So I try to wake up early, I do what I have to do in the morning, and then I go to the gym right after to get it out the way. If you're someone who has a 9 to 5, you're going to have to pick whether you're going to the gym before work or after work or during your lunch break. It has to be one of the three, okay? If you want to get the body that you want. And if you're someone who struggles with waking up in the morning and it just doesn't work for you, then go at lunch. If you can't go at lunch because it just doesn't work out for your schedule, then you're gonna have to go after work. And I advise you to just have your gym stuff in your car or with you, so after work you go straight to the gym. Don't even go home after work. That's not an option, because we know if we go home, we're not gonna leave the house to go to the gym. And if you're someone who just lacks that energy after work, you can have a pre-workout, you can have a coffee, you can have an energy drink, you can have something that will give you that boost of energy to carry you throughout your workout. So finding out what works for you, having a workout program that is tailored to your goals, going to the gym 3 times a week, okay? That's very much possible and will give you good results. 3 times a week for 45 minutes to an hour, and pushing yourself even when you don't want to go is literally the key for being consistent. And I promise you, the more you do it, the longer you do it, the more it becomes a routine. You're still gonna fall off. You're still gonna have days where you really don't want to, especially in the winter when it gets cold. But because you've developed that routine, because you have that intrinsically built inside of you, you're gonna still show up. But if you do need a break, because it does happen where myself, I need a break, take that break. Take that week off the gym. You're not gonna lose your gains if you just take a week off. Sometimes a week off is what you really need to bounce back and get back on track. But I don't recommend you to take that week off if you're a beginner just starting off. Like, this is something that you want to take off after like 6+ months of consistently going to the gym, and if you really need it, like really need it, okay? That is how I would recommend you to be consistent with working out and being healthy and staying fit. So I hope you guys found this video super helpful. I hope that I was able to answer either 1 or 2 or maybe all of the questions you guys may have when it comes to health and fitness. I do have another video that I will leave down below that I answered a lot more of the questions that I get asked frequently, from what's creatine, when should you take creatine, what are some upper glute exercises, and much more. So if you want to check that out, make sure to check that out. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching me and supporting me. Make sure you guys like and comment one of your questions that I may not have answered in this video down below. Make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.